I can't believe Al is retiring. That's the first thing I have to say. I think he's just going to seek out time to write more books.
I'm Al Lucas, now Professor Emeritus, and as of a few days ago, I'm the Associate Director of the Canadian Institute of Resources Law. So there's a change.
And I'm Sandy Lucas.
I've been at the law school since it started in 1976. There are lots of memories, but when I started thinking about that, a lot of them relate to what happened in the early days of the law school. Because the thing about coming to Calgary was having the opportunity to be right on the ground floor in the establishment, the curriculum development, curriculum design of a new law school. It was a great opportunity. There hadn't been any new law schools for a long time until this school was established in 1976. And then the other part of it was working with the first couple of classes in the law school. It was a unique experience because the first faculty group that founding Dean John McLaren put together and the first class of students we all knew that we were all in this together, right? Mm-hmm. We were the first at the University of Calgary Law School, and that sort of colored what we did and how we did it over the next few years.
Esteemed professor, a nationally and internationally renowned scholar, a leader, and a wonderful colleague. But for me, the thing that stands out the most and sums up the impact that Al has had on me and on my career is mentor. I was privileged to learn from Al during my studies as a master's student at Calgary, and I was privileged to have Al as my supervisor helping me complete my thesis. And from the start, Al was always available to support me, to keep me on track, and to basically keep me at times from losing my mind, because anybody who knows, who has gone through a thesis process, a lot of it is you can be your own worst enemy, and Al was incredibly adept at bringing me back and refocusing me and supporting me and giving me the confidence that I needed throughout that process.
Well, I have to tell you that it almost didn't happen, Al coming to the law school, because John McLaren had invited Al to come to Calgary, and Al went. And when he got back we were living in Vancouver, and he said, well, how would you like to move to Calgary? And I said I wouldn't. We had bought a nice house and just had it renovated, hired a designer. It was terrific, and I didn't want to leave it. So he didn't say anything. I didn't want to go. But after a little while, a few weeks, I said to him, well, what about the Calgary thing? And he said, but you said you didn't want to go. And I said to him, I didn't say I wouldn't go. And he immediately got on the phone to John McLaren and said, I'd like to come.
But what I'm going to miss, and the big change, is teaching JD students. And I did that for over 40 years here, but I also taught at UBC for 8 years before coming here. So I taught JD or LLB students for over half a century, and it was something I did enjoy. I'm not going to miss that.
Al has a way of pulling people up with him, especially with international students. Not just me, my colleagues at the time, we had a small master's LLM class. Most of us, he would do research, he would give us research work to do just to help us to raise funds. And somehow he adds our name to these publications, and these are international publications, and they were gold because we're trying to find our feet, but his name, being that powerful name known internationally, our names got added there, and that was how I started being noticed in my work.
What makes Al special? Well, I've known Al for a long time. We were fellow deans together. We've been colleagues together now for 8 years. And I'd say that there are 3 things that make Al special professionally. One is that he's been around the block. He's an experienced guy. He's got a stature that few others in Canada have. He's also got a pragmatic bent to him. He's the kind of person who doesn't fuss over small details, rather he focuses on the big picture. And thirdly, he's a voice of calmness and reason. People are apt to get panicked or get fussed. You can always count on Al to bring the discussion back down to earth and to focus us on what's important. Al, I know I'm going to keep seeing you regularly, but I'm going to miss you a great deal. Thanks for everything you've done. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
I'd like to wish Al all the best on his retirement. Congratulations, Al, and I'm thrilled that you are not going too far away. You will still be around and involved, and we will all continue to benefit from your mentorship, from your expertise, and above all, for me at least, your calmness and your support. Thank you, Al.
Al, your shoes are too big to fill. You've left a legacy, and I don't know how we can tell the story of the Faculty of Law, University of Calgary without you in it. So I wish you the very best wishes anybody can ever get.
Of course, my recollection of your reaction at that time is a little bit different.
Oh, what was it?
And that was after John McLaren had got in touch with me and we talked and I visited here as you described. The thing that triggered that was John's initial phone call, and I remember coming home and telling you about it, and you said, "Calgary, you've got to be kidding." But then it went from there.